Hello, I'm Henry Little, Chief Executive of Opera Rara. And as part of our 2024 Big Give fundraising campaign that supports Opera Rara's work with emerging young singers, I'm speaking with many of the artists who have featured or will feature in one of our recording projects. And today I'm really delighted to be joined by the young baritone Germán Enrique Alcántara, who's taken time out for rehearsals of a new production of Un ballo in Máscara at the Teatro Colón in Buenos Aires, Argentina, to talk to us. Germán is a recent graduate of the Yeti Parker program at the Royal Ballet and Opera in London. He made his Opera Rara debut earlier this year, singing the title role in our 1857 version of Simon Boccanegra, which we recorded for release in March of next year. And you will also have the opportunity to hear Germán next season in one of our 2025-26 Salon Concerts. Germán, it's a real pleasure to have you with us today, and thanks for taking the time to talk. Let me start by asking you what makes Opera Rara so unique and special to you?
Hi, Henry. Thank you so much for having me. I'm in a bit of summer here in Argentina. Very happy to join this little chat with you and with our public. What is Opera Rara? This is a big question. I think for me, if I have to describe it in one word, would be maybe family, and it's musical family, I would say. It's an incredible way not only to approach these beautiful operas and for some reason been there, in the past forgotten, but also it's a wonderful way for us artists to uh, share not only this repertoire that somehow is not even, we don't even maybe knew it before to start the process, but also to share what we are today as musicians. No, it's not very frequent, I will say. It's even maybe, I don't know how much companies are there recording full operas with orchestra, with incredible cast, um, going in such details and such uh, productions, no? So for me, it's all that mixed in a wonderful box of people that are working with a lot of passion into this opera world, no?
I love the word that you've used, those two words, passion and family, because I think they go to the heart of arguably what Opera Rara is all about. Um, You've made some really important role debuts in the Verdi baritone repertoire. Um, Obviously, singing Simon Boccanegra with us in a recording and concert, which we gave in Manchester last April, but also more recently, your debut singing Rigoletto with Welsh National Opera. Tell us a little bit, how significant was that experience of Simon Boccanegra for you in your career?
Well, I mean, I think it's huge, no? Because one day you are, in my case, no, I'm now talking about very personal stuff. One day you are a good lyric baritone that loves to maybe do some Verdis, but he's been there doing a lot of Donizettis and bel canto music and even some Rossini and Mozart. Um, and suddenly you get a call and you have 5 or 6 days to study a new piece, and that piece is actually Simon Boccanegra, and you are about to give your first Simon Boccanegra, no? When you go to the university, when you study with your teacher, your coach, they always talk about the line that you approach the Verdi roles or the roles in general, no? So no one starts from Rigoletto, apparently. Well, oh, from Simon Boccanegra. Well, I did in a way, no? Um, and that's something for me. It's very interesting how suddenly you put all together and it works, no, in a way. But that also reminds something that I've been saying a lot this last couple of months and even years, that I truly believe the singer is never alone. I don't believe on stars. I don't believe on people saying that they born with such a thing, which is open their mouth and just singing something because they know how to do it, you know. There is a lot of research there. There is a lot of training. There is a lot of people helping you to get there, no? And sure, I was able to do something with this Simon Boccanegra, but because the year of training in this Italian romantic repertoire with my teachers, but also, and this is also Opera Rara, I think, the way that Opera Rara supports me to get through this week with one of the reps, with Nicolas, for instance, coming to my house and working, I don't know, 6 hours per day to get through the music. And also then the work with Mark Elder on the rehearsals process was very hard, was very intense, was with a lot of passion again, but very deep into the music. And I think then the results that I'm sure, you know, people will be very happy to hear this album. Um, the rest will talk about that process, no, and not only about how beautiful voices they are in this piece, no. So for me, in this album, I mean, for me, to access to that, it was a wonderful opportunity, and also a way to say, okay, yes, I can do this. I can um, sing Verdi. Actually, now I have the proof. And then of course all the others debuts appear. And in a way, since Simon Boccanegra, then Rigoletto, now Renato, in few months, in 2 months, Rodrigo, and so on. You know, I think then people understand. Okay, this is what we've been looking for. No.
Fantastic. I think we all need to remember just quite what a challenge the Boccanegra was, because you only took the role on, I think, something like a week or 10 days before we started rehearsals. Tell us, do you have any particular memory? Is there kind of a particular moment or series of moments that stand out for you that you'll always go, oh, yes, that was the Boccanegra with Opera Rara in Manchester with the Halle with Mark Elder? What's your memory?
Well, there is a lot of memories. I think that maybe the more intense moment for me, s- by sure and by far, was the first time that I get to sing the last prayer of Simon Boccanegra.
Gran Dio li benedici, pietoso dall'empiro, onor del mio martirio. Congele spine, le
Because
spine.
I just have in my memory just appear the image of my mom and my brother who passed away And this moment, no, when Simon Boccanegra um, says "Canja le spine fior," no, for me, when I got to that point for the first time, you know, there's a whole company there. There is Markel there. This is the first rehearsal, and you've been working very hard to make all these things to arrive there with the music, blah blah blah, and then you get to sing the phrase full on after everyone's sang their beats and in the middle of the scene, and you start to put together some emotions, and this happened to me very strong. It was like I could touch them, you know. It was such a intense moment that I couldn't sing, so I just went like God, and I started to cry, and I left the room, and when I came back, the fact that um Mark said to everyone, you know, there is nothing more beautiful than a man that is able to cry, but in the sense of this is what we are as musicians, this is what we are as artists, but also as humans. And he then said to me, this make you not only a better artist but also a better human, because we are there, you know, and to be there, to be in the present is something that is not that easy in our
Yeah,
time.
I remember that
Uh,
moment very, very well, and it was very moving. And um, I think that process of, being in touch with your humanity is what drives the artistry, which is at the heart of any great singer. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing right now. I talked a little bit about your imminent debut as Renato in Ballo in Mascara. Tell us a bit about that, and then tell us about what you're going to be doing next.
Well, this is very interesting. Again, you see, after I have this jumping in Simon Boccanegra, then later on they call me to kind of jumping for Rigoletto, because they didn't have a second cast, neither a cover. So they called me like, well, do you think that in 2 weeks and a half you can learn the thing to come here to rehearse? And I was like, okay, why not? And we did it. And something similar happened now to Renato. They started rehearsals on 29 of October, and they called me on 25, on 25th. And I knew beats and some, of course, the arias and some ensembles, but I didn't have that music in my brain, no, like in memory, ready to rehearse. So again, the process was very similar. Nicholas also came to my house to work on that. We work very fast on learning the music. It is very human also again, you know, this character. So I'm enjoying this process to get again now to be not maybe the good person who died, but the one who killed, you know.
Well, I would say that both Kiel and Buenos Aires and Welsh National Opera too, just as we were incredibly fortunate to find you for our Boccanegra last April, they are also incredibly lucky to have someone of your artistry, your commitment, and your courage
Oh,
to take on these roles. So I wish you every success with not only the imminent Ballo and Mascara, but everything else that's coming up in future. Germán, thank you very much for taking the time to join us and to speak to us about your career. I would encourage those of you who are watching to visit our Opera Rara YouTube playlist of clips from the studio of that recording, which we made last April of the 1857 version of Simon Boccanegra. There's some really wonderful material, many of it featuring Germán, which I think you will all enjoy. But for now, I want to close by encouraging you all, please, to support Opera Rara's 2024 Big Give campaign, championing emerging artists. And you can do that by donating today. You can find out more at opera-rara.com/big-give-2024. And we've included that link in the description below. Finally, thank you to all of you for supporting the recording debuts of so many talented and incredible young artists like Germán, Enrique, Alcántara.
Thank you for supporting Opera Rara.